Checker Pro Joe here on the Checker Pro radio show talking to Nathan Shafer. Hey, Nathan, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I am living the dream. I love what I do. I love
Perfect.
helping homeowners live a healthy, safe life. Speaking of healthy, let's talk about indoor air quality. People ask me all the time how they can improve their indoor air quality. And I'll tell you, years ago, we didn't use the air conditioning and heating the way we do today. We often opened our windows more frequently and the fresh air came in. But a lot of us are in more of a newer sealed home. So, talk about indoor air quality and how important that is.
Oh, yeah, it's extremely important. This is a topic that I love, and unfortunately, it's kind of sad. It's really not talked about near enough within the industry, as far as from other heating and cooling companies as a whole, right across the nation. And so, this is something that's becoming more and more important in the health of our homes and the health of our families. And like you mentioned, these houses are being built tighter and tighter, meaning they're insulated better, they're more airtight, they're more efficient, which is awesome. That's great on the economical side of things and heating and cooling that home. However, that does require certain things to make sure that the home still stays healthy. And so there's lots of things to take into consideration as we go into this time of year. One of the top of mind things that comes up is humidity. As we start heating the home with these systems, the air starts to become drier, and we start to feel that. And it creates a difference in the comfort too. The colder it gets, the more that heating system runs, you kind of find yourself having to turn the thermostat up a couple more degrees, a couple more degrees. You're like, man, it's weird. Like used to 70 felt comfortable. Now it feels cold and I'm up to 72 or 73 to still feel comfortable. When the fact, the reality is it's not the temperature, but it's the way that it feels. It's actually the humidity in the home. As that air gets drier and drier, for every 5% change in that relative humidity, it feels like 1 degree in temperature. And so if we take it from 45% to 40%, that 70 now feels like 69. Go another 5%, now it feels like 68. And so some things to remember on that, and there's ways that we can take and control that and keep the house at those optimum humidity levels, which is going to keep you healthier, keep you comfortable. Our internal filters and us personally, back here don't start drying out to we're getting all those germs and stuff coming in. When it comes to germs, there's things that we can install to help with that as well, to remove the germs and bacteria in the home. So lots of different things that can be done for the indoor air quality of the home.
So, the humidity is a good point. You want to make sure in the wintertime when the heat is on that the humidity is somehow increased because it naturally will evaporate. It'll dry up, unlike in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
And having proper filtration, it might not just be those air filters that came with your system. You might be more sensitive and you may want to put in a better air filtration system.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's all kinds of different types of filtration systems and levels of those, depending on depending on what you're wanting to accomplish with that. You want to, keep that system, that investment clean and lasting a long time. You want to keep the air clean in your home. You want to dust less often to keep all the air in that home that's coming through that system. We're breathing it in. And so we want to protect ourselves and our families to keep us healthier. So definitely filtration options are something to be looking at. Like I said, there's the air purifiers where it brings the technology of the outdoors, right, of Mother Nature that God's provided for us, and brings that into the home inside the ductwork. So to control the germ side of things and bacteria and things like that, odors, it can control that. There's things as far as bringing fresh air into the home. So we talked about those airtight homes at the beginning, which is great, but sometimes we need to introduce some fresh air into the home and put the house under a positive pressure instead of a negative pressure. And so there's things that can tie into that as well. And then, of course, like we mentioned, the humidifier. So those are some of there's more, but those are some of probably your 3 or 4 most common things that have the biggest impact on keeping that home comfortable as well as healthy.
And for more information, you can go to Nathan's website. There's a link in the show notes of this podcast. As always, my friend, thank you so much for educating us.
Hey, thank you, Jim. Thanks for having me.